Hi guys, welcome back to your channel RayofHope, and this is going to be 16th lecture of AWS. In this module, we're gonna talk about how to connect its EC2 instances to a RDS that we created. In our last video, we have talked about how to create databases and how to create instances, and then how to connect EC2 with the RDS, right? How to create a security group. So now you already have understanding of where I'll be talking. So we had a security group. In last module, we have configured outbound rules, right? In this module, we're gonna talk about inbound modules, and at in will be in data connecting RDS to the EC2 instances to the RDS, right? And so we have this EC2 instances, right? Now this is inbound rules. Well, I have already created. So as I talk about, this is an inbound rule and this is for EC2 instances, right? I want this EC2 instances inbound rules to be connected with RDS, RDS instances. So we have here, right? And I selected, which is I already did, and save the rule. So this is how I connected EC2 bit RDS. Now I would need to connect RDS with the EC2. So similar way, select it, go to inbound rules, click on edit inbound rules. Again, there will be already one security group rule ID will be created automatically. You not need to do anything. The first one, you would need to click on add rules and you would need to create a new rules. So now I want to connect with this rule, this RDS to with EC2. So here in the custom, I'm gonna click, and here we have this EC2 security group. So I'll click over here, which I already did, and you can save the rules. And this is how you connected the inbound rules. Similar goes for outbound rules. Now we click on RDS. We have outbound rules. Now click on outbound rules. One is the default one. You not need to do anything. The second one is MS equal, which again you would need to add over here. You are inside what? You are inside the RDS. So you would need to click on launch wizard, right? Which is this 1A. 1 second. Okay, yes. So now just click it, because if you are from RDS, you need to select EC2. If you are into EC2, you would need to select RDS. Let's see our inbound rules, outbound rules for EC2. Again, we have this EC2. We have selected our RDS over here, right? This, which is this, right? 74. It is selected by default. So now this is how you can configure your security groups and connect EC2 RDS with the EC2 security group with RDS. So this is what we were talking about, right? You had two security groups, which is a kind of firewalls, right? Again, here this EC2 instances connect with the client, but here from the database to EC2, it is an internal environment. RDS doesn't have any it doesn't have any internet access, right? And this is how this security group, due to this configuration that we just did within this two security, that it can within this, it both has inbound and outbound. Like it can receive inbound request from EC2 inbound, and EC2 can receive inbound request from RDS. RDS can send outbound to EC2, and EC2 can send outbound to RDS. So this is the rule we just configured, right? And that is how it will communicate. Therefore, I'll just open again. It will take a lot of time. So I have already configured it, right? So if you guys remember in our last to last video, we have downloaded one PEM file, a secret key actually, a key to connect with it. Okay. So now I'll just do what? I'll do SSHI basically to file name to read it, and EC2 user, which is the user 384.16.32312. Now, your question may be, from where did I get this user? EC2 user 3. So now if we go get into instances, so you can see this is our EC2 instances, right? If I see, you can see the IP of our EC2 instances, which is 384.16.132, right? So now I just connected this EC2 instances with the SSH with the help of this PEM key. Therefore, you can see now we are inside the like AWS instances. I'll just do sudo su, and therefore I become the root user. Now, basically, I downloaded a tool called MS SQL, because I wanted, because our database is in SQL, right? So now I use a command. I use a command called here we go. One second. Uh, One second. Yeah. Sudo yum install y MS SQL toolkit. Okay. So it is set and able to process. We search for it, and then finally here we go. We did sudo yum search SQL in our package. Microsoft, we got some packages over here, and then therefore we install the prod over here, right? And our SQL got installed. Again, guys, as if we uses the SQL like a SQL server in our case, so the command is bit difficult. But if you use if you have this PostgreSQL or MySQL, all you can do is just to sudo or yum install -y and MySQL, and this is how you can install MySQL, or same go for PostgreSQL, right? Now, so this is how the installation of our SQL server is done. Okay. SQL server is done. This is just the installation process, and I did some troubleshooting over here. Okay. Now, once the installation is done, I downloaded one more tool called free TDS Devil. Okay, just downloaded over here, and it got downloaded. Okay, as if it just got downloaded, I wanted to run tsql. Okay, tsql database. So from database -1433 username admin, and the password is this. Don't worry, this is just a temporary password. You are not going to get anything out of it. Okay, so this is the database, right? And this is the SQL. T-SQL I uses. Again, why you use? Because there was a problem coming with. So now you would ask -s and database. What is this endpoint? From where did I get this endpoint? So now if we get into our database here, if we select, this is our database, right? And once we select our database, this is our endpoint. So we will click over here on endpoint. So now you can see admin, the role username is admin. Here we have a secret manager which stored the password, the port number which is running on 1433. And again, as I told you guys, database never has an internet access. So it doesn't have internet access. But if you scroll it down, you can see the endpoint, right? This is the endpoint. Now, this is where we got the endpoint. So as soon as we got the endpoint, we have the username admin, we had the endpoint, and the password we copied. And then this is how we connected with the database. Like you can see, This is the root user, which is EC2 user. This is the EC2 instances, right? This is the EC2 instances. But one then after that, I got connected to the database. So what I did, select add delete version. Again, command may vary database to database, right? So in our case, I use select added version, added version, and then again this is a CLI based of access. So I use just go. Then I got the version details. You can see Microsoft SQL Server 2019 and other details. Okay. Then again I uses select name from sys databases, and then I got master, a name, tempdb, model, SQL, and RDS admin, and all. So this is how we connect our EC2 instances with the AWS. I hope now you have the clarity on EC2 instances, how exactly EC2 works, and how you can connect EC2 with the RDS. And when you configure this RDS system, you would need to wait for the security check and for the instances that it gives the status must be running, and it should pass all the checks. So only then you can go for the configuration. So these are the basic changes you can do. Most important point that the AWS has recently implemented. Now when you are going to create a security group, right now we created two security group, right? One for EC2 instances and the other for RDS. But in RDS, when we are going getting into RDS console, we do not find any EC2 like any security group over here. So what AWS done, once you get inside the EC2 instances, they have a network and security group. There you have a network and security group. So once you click, all the security group which you created in but in particular region, you will get it, right? So now this is the security group for our EC2. This is the security group for our RDS, and we connected this EC2 with our database. So this EC2 has internet connection, but this is RDS security group doesn't have internet connection. So this is how we created a secure infrastructure with the proper configuration, where there AVC organization host a web application on EC2 that we just did, and then capture from data in RDS, right? Users of an application will fill submit the form, and then their data will be stored in RDS database. An organization needs to establish connection between EC2 instances to RDS to move data from EC2 to RDS. That means this RDS basically will never have direct access to any user. User will coordinate with this EC2. So now this is our EC2, right? EC2 user. So they can connect with this, and EC2 will connect with this database. This is how we got it. And in order to connect, there is a key, a PIM key that you would need to install at the time of creation of EC2. So this is where we had, right? I showed you, right? So this is how a secure infrastructure works, and normal web applications are being deployed by the developer. And yeah, thank you for watching. This is it.